Good morning, everyone. Welcome to LisaBug Yoga. This is a gentle yoga class, but we've got a lot of movement today. I have a chair. We're going to utilize that for a little bit of balance and to kind of use as a prop to help stabilize our body when we need. I also have a yoga strap and then some cushioning when we go down onto our hands and knees if you need that available. So let's start in about a hips distance apart position. And draw those shoulder blades back. Think about really good posture. We're just going to take a breath in and let the arms sweep out. And I'm keeping my shoulders stable, just bending the elbows, and then press down in the middle. So we'll sweep out and press down. And what this is doing is warming up our rotator cuff right in the shoulder. And as we do some of the other movements today, maybe this one will feel a little bit better for you with less movement through the actual shoulder joint. So I'd like to start to warm up the lower body a little bit. So we'll sweep out. And as we press down, we'll just bend the knees a little bit, sink into a baby chair. It doesn't have to be too much. And just begin to notice. So our warm up with yoga is very much a diagnostic tool because when we come onto our mat every day, our body's in a little bit of a different place. And so we start to notice what the body's telling us, where we can take our practice today. I'm feeling quite a stretch in the back of my ankles and lower calves when I sink down into that chair. It actually feels pretty nice. Let's do one more of those. And then just come back up to a nice mountain pose. Inhale, take the arms out to the side, not too high, a little lower than the shoulders. Exhale, rotate to the right side. Inhale back to neutral. Exhale and lower those arms down. Breathe in, open, palms are facing forward. Breathe out, twist left. And center. And down. And I really want you to be conscious about keeping your hips straight ahead when you twist. Breathe in, twist right. Keep those hips forward. Inhale, center. Exhale, down. One more time to the left. And lower. So we'll combine our movements. So we'll circle, sweep out just a little bit and press down into chair. From here, we'll open and twist right. Come back center. Arms come down. Then just bend your elbows, circle sweep here, press into chair. Open, twist left. So here's where we start to make a connection with the brain and the body as we remember this progression of movements or little bitty sequence. Right side twist. Center and arms relax down. Little circle sweep with the arms, press into baby chair. Open, twist left, keep those hip bones forward. And now that we've got it, let's do one more on each side. Last time. and release it down. Beautiful. Okay, right arm does a nice backstroke sweep. So lift that arm forward, rotate, sweep behind you, and then immediately the left arm starts to follow. Now, if this is too big of a circle for your shoulder today, you don't really even have to lift up the arm. You can just do a shoulder roll back from side to side, or you can pick up just the elbow and pull it back. Now, you can make this slower than where I'm going with it. And just see how this feels for your arms and for your spine, turning the head from side to side. Nice. One more on each arm. And back to center. Inhale, the arms come up. Drop the right arm and do a little side bend over. You can put your hand to your hip. You can press it across your body for a deeper stretch. And lift that arm back again. And other side, hand to either to the hip or across. And then move at your own pace through this side bending sequence. And make sure you're not feeling any strain in the low back. This is a big stretch for the QL. And if you're not supported here, you've got a lot of work in those muscles too. So if you're feeling any strain, definitely place the hand here so you have some support. Good. Let's take one more of these side bends, one to the right and one to the left. And then the arms come down. We'll separate our feet a little bit wider. They don't have to be real wide, just a comfortable distance. Maybe a little slight turn out of your feet. Bend your knees a little bit, and we'll start to circle the arms to the right, reaching up to the left, and back to the front. Now you can stay pretty upright with this, or as it feels okay for you, bend your knees a little deeper and start to take it down a little closer to the floor. Maybe just gradually working on that range of motion. This is a nice circumduction action. We've got some rotation, some side bending, some forward bending. So moving the spine in a lot of different directions. We can even extend the spine a little bit when we get to the top by reaching behind your body a little bit. That feels okay. And you can take the arms out of the picture too. Let's do one more, moving here to the right side. And then as we come down to the center, place your hands right on your thighs. Look forward and lift your tailbone back behind you. This is standing cow. Then the opposite is standing cat. Look towards your belly, tuck your tailbone, and really round your back like a cat. And inhale to standing cow. Exhale to standing cat. Tuck that tailbone. Just one more. Cow and cat. Then roll all the way up to stand from your cat. And then we'll start our arm circle to the left, up and around. And we can keep it upright. Or we can start to add a little bit of a bend in the knees and a little bit of hinge of the body forward. And just grow that as you go. It reminds me of that toy we had when we were kids called the spirograph. You remember that? and you put your pencil in the little hole, and then it spun a nice circle, getting bigger and bigger as it went around. Maybe I'll call this the spirograph. The young ones these days wouldn't even know what that was. Right, one more time around this way. And then as we come down, bend the knees, put the hands on the thighs. Standing cow, look forward, lift the tailbone behind you. And standing cat. So we're tilting the pelvis to the posterior and to the anterior. And one more. Rolling up. And let's finish with a nice big breath in, stretch. And exhale the arms down. Bring the palms to the heart center. Step the feet in a little closer again. And if you like hips distance for mountain and chair, you're going to keep your feet a little bit apart. If you want to challenge your balance a little more, you can bring the feet tighter together. It's all up to you here. So we'll take a circle with those arms down around, press the palms, and sit into chair pose. Down around and chair. Adjusting for shoulder issues with this arm movement. And I love to add the neck and the head. So as you sit into chair, look to the right, but try not to turn the rest of your body that way. So you're keeping a good solid chair, but just looking over your right shoulder. And inhale. Chair looking left. Breathe. Now press your palms with some intention, like you're squeezing a little sponge between your hands. And fire the muscles of your upper body and the pecs and the shoulders. One more to each side. Now just one right down the middle. Then we'll switch the circle of the arms. So we come up, around behind us, open the chest, and press the palms. Reach, circle back, and sink. Now adding movement of the head as we drop down into that chair pose, pressing palms, look right. And breathe in. Open the heart and then breathe out, look left. So I'm really feeling the lower body warming, quads and glutes working. You can sink as low as you'd like into chair. Press as much into the palms as you choose. One more each side. Then one straight down the middle. Hold. Now, can you lift your right heel off the floor? And set it down. Can you lift your left heel off the floor? Set it down. Just alternate these. What does it do to your balance, to your core, to your center of gravity? Good. One more each side. Notice the rest of my body's not moving. I'm staying really stable. And press up. Great. So as we do this again, you can choose to just lift the heel, or you can lift the whole foot off the floor, maybe about an inch. So sink into your chair, and you can do whatever you'd like with your arms. Maybe they'd feel better if they were out, stabilizing the body here, and then either lift the right heel or pick the right foot up off the floor. And then either the left heel or the left foot. It's kind of nice to lift the heel first, and then I feel like I have my balance and I can lift. Good job. I'm a little more tenuous when I'm putting weight on that surgical hip. Feeling pretty good. Let's do one more on each side. And then rise up from chair into mountain. Great job. Feet can either still be close together or hips distance apart. We'll inhale, reach up. I'm going to turn to the side here, and we'll keep the arms where they're at, and then just tip your body back a little bit into a back bend away from your hands. So in other words, I'm not bringing my arms with me into a back bend, keeping my arms, and I'm taking my body back any amount, and then come up and reach out long, soften your knees, and come into a half forward fold. So with the half forward fold, our body's about 90 degrees to the floor. Then we'll do that again. Reach up, press the palms, keep your hands in space, and back bend. Maybe it's a small one. Reach out, half forward fold. So there's less stress on the back if we leave our hands where they're at and we just extend through the spine. Then if we go like this, there's a lot of leverage. And if the back bend doesn't feel okay for you, that's okay. Just come to here and inhale, reach out, and I'm stretching my hands away from my body into our half forward fold. Let's try that twice more. You can also put your hands on the chair top here. One more time. Let's hold our half forward fold. Nice flat back, neutral spine. And then we'll see if we can pick up the right heel. And then pick up the left heel. And again, maybe this is better if you have hands on your chair for balance. Okay, let's pick up the right heel, hold, look to the left and twist. So I'm going to put my left hand on my hip and try to straighten out my left leg any amount. Hand can be on the chair. Come back to the center, drop that right heel, pick the left heel up, twist to the right, opening out. Try to straighten out your right leg if that feels okay for you. Back to center, drop that left heel. Let's try that one more time on each side. So right heel comes up, twist left, try to straighten out your left leg. And back to center. Left heel comes up, twist right. Right leg straightens. And back to center, drop that left heel Inhale, come up to that little baby back bend. And palms at the heart center. I'm going to use the back of my chair for a little bit of balance. I'm going to step a little closer to that. And then shift your body weight to your left foot, pick up your right heel. And then bend your left knee a little bit like you're going to do a chair. And stand back up. Now bend that left knee again and reach your right foot behind you and try to tap the floor back behind you. Try to straighten that leg and contract your quad muscle. Bring it back in. Drop your heel and stand up. Try that to the other side. So we'll come and lift the left heel up, sink down a bit, come up, sink down, send your left foot back, tap the ball of your foot, straighten that leg, step it in, drop the heel and stand up. Now let's try to advance that. So we'll pick up the right foot. Try to bend your standing knee a little bit and send your leg back behind you. Find the floor. And then step your foot in and stand up. Lift your left knee or just the heel. Bend your standing knee a little bit. Step the foot back. Step it in and stand up. So we're building towards a single leg stance, right knee up. Softening the left leg and sending the right leg back behind us into a baby warrior 3. This is where you might need your chair for support. This foot can be down on the floor as well. And then we'll rise back up and try to bring the knee forward again into single leg stance and set your foot down to the floor. Left knee lifts or the heel only. Slightly bend your standing leg. Take your left foot back or lift it up. Baby warrior 3. Then we're going to pass that leg through and lift the knee up. And set it down. Okay, so you've got a lot of variations to work with depending on what you need today for stabilization and balance. So let's do 2 more on each side, starting with the right heel or the right knee up. Sending the leg back, either setting the foot to the floor or keeping it elevated. Bringing the knee through again. Setting the foot to the mat. Lifting the left heel or left knee. Sending the leg back, either finding the floor or staying lifted. Bringing the knee through, single leg stance. And down. I'm surprising myself with my balance on that surgical side. Let's see if we can do 1 more. Right heel or right knee up. Send it back. Use your chair if you need here for balance. Back through to your single leg stance. And down. Left heel or left knee. Reach it back behind you. You've got some bend in your standing knee. Find the floor or stay lifted. Back through to single leg stance. And lower that foot down. Back to your mountain pose. We're going to use the chair as an option for down dog today. If you'd like to go to the mat, you can do that as well. So make that choice for yourself, or maybe start with the chair and progress to the mat. And as we inhale, we'll bring the arms forward and keep them in space as we do that little small back bend. Reach out, exhale, Hands come to the chair or all the way down to the mat. And walk our feet back behind us to your down dog. Ooh, this feels really great right now. I'm going to stay here a couple of breaths. Hopefully that's okay for you. If you're on the mat, you can always drop to child's pose if you need to. Just give those shoulders a nice stretch. Open up the shoulder blades. And then take as many steps as you need to walk the feet back toward the hands. Bend the knees a little bit and come on up. Little baby back bend. And then bring the palms down. Now you can also do this reversed. And Esther and I talked about this one time. Sometimes it's easier to walk the